Okay, how's everybody doing today? Of course, my name is Kent. Channel is EOS San Diego. We are in San Diego, California. I think it's the 16th of January, 2022, New Year, and it's about 12 o'clock here. It's about high noon. So anyway, I haven't made a video for a while. Had to take my turn at COVID, and a few other things happened. So, and plus the markets have basically sucked. So there really hasn't been a lot of reason for me to make a video. So I thought I'd come on because there's some things that are coming up that are going to be very interesting. One of the things is Jerome Powell, the Fed chairman, is getting ready to make a speech, or actually getting ready to release a statement on cryptocurrencies. And I thought it was very interesting. We talk about that a little bit. And then, of course, we have released our most recent version, I think version 8 of the Challenge app, Challenge DAC. And we like to have people take a look at that. I'll like show you a little bit of I did a little quick video to show you how to use it, how simple and how easy it is to use. Also, I do have the comments section on. Hopefully I'm broadcasting. And looks like I'm broadcasting. Yeah, look, I'm broadcasting. So I have the comment section on. If anybody has any questions or they just want to, drop a hi, there we go. We got a thumbs up. Thanks, appreciate that. Anything you want to say, just feel free. I'll try to post it. If you make a comment, I'll put it on screen and we'll talk about it, because there's getting to be more and more things talking. We're kind of in, I would say, post holiday season, New Year. Everybody try to kind of figure out where they're at. The markets are soft. Inflation is going out of control. It is absolutely out of control. I mean, I can tell you my own personal experiences with some inflation. I think in August, I purchased a wash machine, brand new wash machine, from Lowe's. I think I paid $595 for the brand new wash machine. I had to purchase another one for somebody else that needed one. So I went down and purchased the exact same machine, and now it's over $700. In fact, I think I paid $760 for the exact same machine a few months later. So, isolated case may mean nothing, but it just shows you what's kind of going on in the world today as far as inflation is concerned. So, not to mention the fact gasoline prices are going up, everything is going up. Inflation is just out of control. Nobody's really talking about it too much because everybody already knows it, and there's not too much you could do or say about it. But anyway, Powell has been talking about cryptocurrencies. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen with you so we can listen to this video. Somebody asked him a question about cryptocurrencies, and he gave a pretty good answer. So I want to talk about that. Let me change my screen over so we can all watch the video together. Get this thing going. There we go. And now I got to get my make sure my speakers are set correctly. And yep, we're on the internal speakers. And get rid of that. And here we go. We're going to listen to Chairman Powell from the Federal Reserve. Pull up the browser. Go to Powell. And here we go. Let's hear what he's got to say. Get this a little bit bigger. Well, actually, we don't need to make it any bigger. It's good enough. But you'll be able to hear. Here we go.
Previously said a few times that you think it's important for the U.S. to get a central bank digital currency right rather than first. But with countries like China moving very quickly on CBDC, I was wondering what you think the risks are of moving too slow on digital currency.
Okay, the thing about digital currencies is the fact there's one thing that everybody needs to keep in mind, and this is why digital currencies are an inevitable part of our future, and they will be what we use as currencies in the future. Digital currencies, not fiat currencies, paper currencies, but basically a digital currency. We are in a digital system right now. Everything's done digitally. There's nothing done anymore with banks holding paper currencies or anything like that. Everything is done, the Fed creates money from, transactions by just creating from a computer transaction, just not a computer transaction, just basically they just created on a computer. They just we need X amount of trillions of dollars. Magically, we just create trillions of dollars. So that's that part of it's already digital. Everything's digital, but I mean, there's no money parked or money moved around or anything like that outside of the currency passed between, maybe customers and vendors and so on and so forth. A very, very small amount of it is, but it's all digital anyway. But what we're talking about here is we're talking about moving to a completely digital currency, meaning that the currency will be online. So it will be a transparent, open ledger, digital currency that you will be able to have everything recorded on the internet and everything be available on the internet, and people to be able to share information and to be able to do things and have it all be open, and people to be able to access information they usually normally wouldn't have been able to access or see or have any access to. And the reason for that is because of one word and one word only. And the word everybody has to kind of start thinking about is liquidity. In a system that we have today, the way the system is structured today, there is no liquidity. And unless we can grow the liquidity, get liquidity meaning I can have something worth $1 million. Let's say I have my car. Let's say I own a car. Let's just say I own a really cheap car. Let's say I own a Honda Civic, and I want $1 million for that Honda Civic. I can ask whatever I want for it, but the only way that I can ever get the money is I have to have somebody willing to pay for it. I have to have some way of being able to have liquidity. If I ask $1 for it or $1 million, there has to be a way for people to get me that money. There has to be a way for people to get me in today's world, with the way it's set up, there's no liquidity. If you are asking $1 million, if you're asking $1, if you're asking, whatever you're asking, there's just no liquidity. We have a closed system as far as money is concerned. And what digital currencies are going to do is it's going to open it up. So I have a comment right now. So MetaRick, thanks very much for being the first person to comment here. I'll put your comment online, see what MetaRick has to say. MetaRick from, there we go, MetaRick, CNY or ECNY. So thanks, I appreciate the comment. Like I say, if anybody wants to comment, just feel free. I'll put your comment online. So anyway, that's what's going on right now. We need liquidity. We need liquidity. The only way to get liquidity is through digital currencies. If we don't have digital currencies, we have no liquidity. No matter what the prices are irrelevant. $1 million, whatever, they're irrelevant. It's liquidity that we need, and the only way to get liquidity is through digital currency. So let's keep going with what Powell has to say, because he's got a lot of good stuff to say here. Let's keep going.
Currency.
Right. So I think the first thing to say is that we feel an obligation to understand the technology and all.
Okay, so they're going forward. They feel an obligation to understand technology, which means we're going to use this technology.
All of the policy issues very, very well. Central bank digital currencies are now possible, and we're going.
So there he goes. Central bank currencies are now possible, or central bank cryptocurrencies. I don't know exactly how he said that, but they're possible. They're possible. Cryptocurrencies are possible. Central bank cryptocurrencies are possible.
Going to see some of them around the world, and we need to understand whether that's something that would be a good thing for the people that we serve. How would it work in our system? And there's some very, very difficult questions to answer, but I think we are engaged in a serious program to understand both the technology and the policy issues.
Okay, so they're telling you, yeah, man, we're going to try to figure this stuff out. So I got another comment here. Let's take a look at Luno. So Luno says, thoughts on smart Bitcoin Cash, smart contracts on BCH could be like a BNB as smart contracts. Smart contracts basically meaning putting code on the blockchain, being able to use the blockchain as a way creating a contract by putting code on which isn't true with all with all blockchains. Not all blockchains are able to code. Only smart contracts, only blockchains that have a language associated with them, like with Ethereum, Solidity, with EOS, you have C++. Those are sort of blockchains that will have smart contracts. Not all blockchains have smart contracts. So, yeah, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about being able to access or be able to put information, being able to create code on the blockchain, which is, this is the direction we're going. Basically, BTC, Bitcoin, isn't a smart contract platform. It's only a contract. It's only a platform for conveying value, for being able to transfer value, not for creating, contracts or being able to put something in code that if certain conditions are met, there are certain things that are being executed. That's what a contract is. A contract is having conditions met. Once a condition is met, those conditions, all conditions are met, then there's something that's executable. That's a contract. And that's what some of these blockchains are able to do, which is, smart contract blockchains, which is what we're talking about. That is the future. So anyway, let's go on with what Mr. Powell has to say. Keep on going with him. He's talking about being able to investigate this, being able to learn more talk about it. Here we go. Talk some more. Luno sent me another thing. He says, sorry, just joined. I'll stick with the current topics being discussed. No, by all means, just throw in whatever you want to throw in. We'll talk about it. The one thing that is going on right now as far as cryptocurrencies, I think a lot of people are afraid of cryptocurrencies. They don't really fully understand them. So since they don't fully understand them, they kind of tend to stay away from them, which is a mistake, because there's really the way things are set up now with the cryptocurrency, it's very easy. At one time, buying cryptocurrency was very difficult. You had to have a wallet. You had to be careful of your private key. You had to, you had to have a certain amount of skill level in order to buy cryptocurrencies. Today, with Coinbase being the easiest to use, in my opinion, it's as easy as going down and opening a bank account. In fact, it can be done. It's just, there's nothing to it. In fact, I read someplace here recently that everybody by the end of 2022 will pretty much own a cryptocurrency. So I think that's true. I think by the end of 2022, we're gonna massive inflation here very soon, and by the end of 2022, almost everybody that has a cell phone is going to own some cryptocurrency, either given cryptocurrency, or they're going to purchase it, or they're going to own it. But I believe by the 2022, almost everybody will own a cryptocurrency, simply by the fact that they're connected to the internet. You will own some cryptocurrency. So I got a couple other questions here. Gaiac says, whatever happened to Brendan Bloomer? I don't know what's going on with Brendan Bloomer. He seems to be the one person out of the three of them. You got Brock Pierce, you got Brendan Bloomer, and you got Dan Lammer. Brendan Bloomer, I think he's the president. He's got to kind of be the guy that is the go-between guy. He can't really say too much because he's kind of like, I think he is the CEO of Block One, which means that he has regulatory liabilities whenever he says anything. So he's generally the person in the background. I think I'm not a Twitter person. I very rarely use Twitter. I've never liked Twitter. I'm only into platforms that you could actually make some money from, even if it's a small amount of money. I don't really care. But Twitter doesn't pay you anything for your content. Facebook doesn't pay you anything for your content. Those platforms I generally tend to stay away from. And even though YouTube is very small as far as the amount of money that you monetize for a video, you've got to have thousands, if not millions, of subscribers to make any money content-wise. I just like YouTube because YouTube does give you the opportunity to monetize and make money. So I stay off of Twitter. I don't really pay too much attention to Twitter. But Brendan Bloomer, I guess, does make quite a few tweets. So Danny says, Brendan Bloomer took the money and rent. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he Block One took the money and ran. They raised $4 billion to do. They've raised $4 billion to do EOS. That was a lot of money, and now they're fighting over just a small little fraction of that in these. I think 10%, and I think now it's only vested only 3 or 4%, because it's been about 4 years since they launched the chain. So they're fighting over a very small percent. I'd like to know what happened to the other 96%. So there was a lot of money raised, but you never know. I used to be a stockbroker, as most people know that watch this channel. Most of the time when you raise money, you're giving back most of that money to the people that originally put the money in to get it. So it got off the ground. So when someone gives you $1 million or $1 billion, then you got to give it back to them pretty quickly. That's the way things work. People that have that kind of money don't tie it up. They don't say, I'm going to give you $1 billion and I'm just going to ride out until the market catches up to the amount of money that I put in. No, they want their money out right away, and they want a huge return for that kind of money. So I would tend to think most of the $4 billion had to be given back to the people that originally put it up, and they probably got something for it. How much of it actually got given back to the people that that started this all, which is Brock Pierce and Brendan Bloomer and Dan Larimer, how much money they actually got out of the $4 billion that started the EOS, I have no idea. But I would tend to think that, especially in the case of Brock Pierce, he probably has people that have a lot of money, no people have a lot of money, and was able to connect with those people, bring them together. I think Mike Novogratz being one of them, the guy with PayPal, I can't think of his name right now, probably being another person. They probably come together with most of this money for Block One, and of course they probably had to give the money back right away. As soon as the chain got launched, the money probably went back to some of the original investors. So let's see what else we got here. That was the last. Took the money and ran. Okay, Danny also says a lot of people are afraid of everything. Yeah, there are, and a lot of people are afraid of it. But you're not going to be afraid of cryptocurrencies when that's all there is to use. I think cryptocurrencies are a lot like, computers were early on. People were afraid of a computer. I remember, I'm old enough to remember when nobody had a computer. And I remember when people were afraid of computers. In fact, even today, people that are older, some people still don't own a computer. I'm amazed at people that still don't own a computer. So people, they're a little bit afraid of cryptocurrencies, a little bit afraid of technology, computers, but that's going away very soon. That will be past ancient history here very soon. And people are going to be going to start owning cryptocurrencies. Danny, I have faith in Dan Larimer. I think Dan Larimer is a good guy. I really do. I don't agree with a lot of what Dan Larimer says. I think he's a little bit too heavy with the libertarianism. I think he has a little bit of his own idealistic ways of the way the world works. He's a young guy. I still think he's in his 30s, so he has a lot to learn. But I think he's basically a moral person. I think he has he's a person of character. So I think Dan's a good guy. I think he's a good person, but I do think he's a little tightly wound. Maybe a little bit of that becomes because he's younger. I think he's had some life experiences. I think he was divorced. I think he sounds like he kind of had a messy divorce, personal problems, stuff like that. All that stuff kind of affects him maybe a little bit. I think some of that, and I mean some of all this stuff. I think he's been in the legal system a little bit. I think with his divorce and maybe with some other issues. And of course, today's legal system is a complete mess, especially if you're in the in the family courts. That's a complete mess. So I think Dan's got this idealistic way of how things work and kind of has some inflexible ways of thinking. Maybe he'll soften a little bit, but I think he's basically, if you just were to look at him for who he is, he's a good, honest person. and a person that you basically feel very comfortable with. Much like Vitalik. I mean, when I listen to Vitalik, I don't think Vitalik has alternative motives. I don't think he's trying to figure out a way to take advantage of people. I think he basically has a love for technology and a love for this stuff, and he's just doing the best he can do to make it work. But even though some of his ideas don't work, and they'll never work, I still think he believes that what he's doing is the right thing. So I don't think he has bad intent like some people do. Like, I think the people that actually, like some of the policymakers, I think they actually have bad intent, where their ideas are of a bad nature, of an evil nature. And I think those people are the people we need to be concerned about. But people like Dan Lammer, Vitalik, Buterin, I don't think these are people that are good, bad people. I think they're trying to further the technology, make it better. And I think they really believe in it. And I think those are people we could trust. Also, let's see what Luno Bird says. He says, $100 EOS San Diego party delayed indefinitely. Who knows? I don't think it's ever going to, I don't think it's not going to happen. I can almost guarantee it's going to happen. Not because of anything special, but just simply because $100 isn't going to be worth $100 anymore. So $100 in the future for one EOS is probably inevitable, simply by the fact that $100 is going to be not have the value that $100 has today. People have a hard time of disassociating the fact that money is becoming devalued to the point where maybe in the future, like I said with the washing machine that I bought, I paid $500 last August. Today it's worth $700. So it's lost that the value of the washing machine that I bought has it has increased. The price of it has increased $200. So that $200 went someplace. The $500 machine that I bought in August is now worth $700. So the $200 that it's really basically the same machine, same nuts, same bolts. It does the same thing. It washes clothes. Nothing's changed. But the $200 means that the value of the machine has gone up in price because the value of the money went down. So the money went down in price value, or the buying power of the money went down, meaning the price of the machine went up. So yeah, EOS's $100 party will happen because of the same reason that my wash machine is now worth $700. In the future, the $100 isn't going to buy what $100 used to buy. So maybe, like, I don't know what EOS is today. Like, let's see what EOS is today. Let's go to CoinGecko real quick. I know it's been going down in value. Actually, 43,000, and this is ridiculous. $43,000 for a Bitcoin. So EOS is usually in the 50s. So yeah, EOS is $2.93. $2.93 today may be $100 in a couple years. So what you could buy for $2.93 today may cost you $100 in a few years. So like I say, for that reason and that reason alone, there will be a $100 EOS party. When that will happen, I don't know. But it's simply going to happen from the fact that what Jerome Powell is saying right here is they're investigating cryptocurrencies. The reason they're investigating cryptocurrencies is because they need a new system, a new way of running a monetary system. They need a new way of a measuring stick, a new way of being able to have some financial constraints on what's going on today, because right now all they can do is print money. That's all they can do. And the more money they print, the less money is worth. So let's keep on going with what Powell has to say. Here we go.
I would say this: we're the world's reserve currency, and that means that the dollar is used in transactions all around the world far more than any other currency. And that's because of our rule of law, our democratic institutions, which are the best in the world, our economy, our industrious people, all the things that make the United States.
Yeah, and that's all absolutely true, and it will stay true. And the reason it will stay true is simply because systems take for the infrastructure. It's like if I take a piece of ground, I go out in the desert and I decide I want to create a city in the desert. How long does it take to create that city? years and years. I mean, if it's a long way from any utilities, you got to get electricity out there, you got to get water out there, you got to get people to move there, you got to get building supplies out there, you have to get people to be able to. You have to have some sort of a trading system. You have to have stores. You have to have you have to have schools. You have to have a police departments. You have to have a government. I mean, it takes years and years and years to build infrastructure. That's the way our U.S. dollar is. The dollar has been like the backbone structure, financial reserve currency of the world for so long. In order for something to take its place is not going to happen. It just isn't going to happen simply because of the time it takes to develop the infrastructure for that to happen, and to get the trust of that to happen. So the idea that the world reserve currency is going to change and no longer be the dollar is probably, not going to happen anytime soon. Okay, I got a couple other comments here. Let's take a look. So Danny says, I get DL idealism. It's shaping up to make EOS the most uncorruptible chain, I believe. I agree with you, Danny. I totally agree with you. This one here, damn the beast. I'm going to lie. Ross IN is legit. I don't know what that means, but let's keep going. So Ross INU, it's their work. Is this? I don't know what this is. So if you give me some more information. So let's keep on going with what Chairman Powell has to say.
States, the United States. That's why we're the reserve currency, and of course we have open capital accounts, which is essential if you're going to be the reserve currency.
Okay, open capital accounts mean we have liquidity. We have open accounts, meaning there's ability for people to use the currency around the world freely, openly. So open accounts.
Currency. So those are the factors that make us the reserve currency. I'm less concerned that another country might have a digital currency. First, ask yourself the question: does that mean that if you were a company that's doing international business, would you then suddenly start to use that currency to do your international transactions, or would you still do them in?
See, that's what I'm talking about here: building the infrastructure. You got to build the infrastructure. If you're using the U.S. currency as a world reserve currency to trade with other people around the world, you're not all of a sudden just going to not use that one anymore and use a different one. You're going to use this one, and whatever variations or whatever changes that they make, they're going to go ahead and they're going to use it along with the currency it's been attached to, which is the reserve currency of the world, which is the dollar.
Dollars, which is what everyone does, and I'm not so concerned about that. I am really concerned about getting it right. It is. Yeah,
and they delayed this report a lot, so they are trying to get it right. I got another comment here. So it says ROSS INU uncases are so innovative. So keep on giving me information. I'm getting a little bits at a time here. So let's keep going with what Chairman Powell has to say.
It's a tricky set of questions that we have to navigate in a world where we already have, remember, a highly evolved payment system. We have FedNow and other immediately available funds. Pretty soon, everybody will be able to do what people do in other parts of the world, which is...
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Everybody's going to be able to use cryptocurrencies. It's happening. It's going to happen. If you have a cell phone, you're going to be using cryptocurrencies very soon, if you like it or not.
It's just use their phone to make immediately available payments all the time. It'll be normal. And what would be the role of a central bank digital currency in that kind of an environment? Far more important to get it right than it is to do it fast or feel that we need to rush.
Yeah, they got to get something going here pretty quick because they are running out of time with this, with the fact that people are going to just start doing other things. I mean, they're going to be innovative. They're going to be creative. They're going to do something because people have to make payment systems via their digital phones. They've got to do it quickly. They got to do it cheaply. It's got to happen now. So yeah, they're trying to rush as fast as they can, trying to understand it as quickly as they can, but they don't have any other choice, and they have to get going very quickly.
to reach conclusions because other countries are moving ahead. I mean, the currency that's being used in China is not one that would work here.
Yeah, and whatever China does is going to be different than what we do here. Danny, what is ROSSI? I have no idea what that is, but keep on sending comments. I'll be happy to know too. So yeah, China, whatever China does, China will do. Probably have a little effect on what the U.S. does. They probably don't really care anyway.
It's one that really allows the government to see every payment that's used.
Yeah, it's probably, like you said, just more. What China's doing is they're just being able to track payments online, so they can keep an eye on what people spend money on, for whatever reason. Maybe they're just because they're a system that wants to, have control over the citizens. Who knows?
For which it is used in real time. It's much more to do with things that are happening within their own financial system than it is, I think, to do with the global, sort of global competition.
Okay, so that was very insightful. Basically, he's telling you, hey, we're going to do the cryptocurrency thing. It's happening. We're going to release some stuff on it, and this is the way it's going to be. So yeah, cryptocurrencies are here to stay. Like I say, probably by the end of the year, everybody's going to own some cryptocurrency and probably be using cryptocurrencies by the end of the year, which means one thing. The prices of cryptocurrencies will probably be going up. The next thing I wanted to cover, let's get rid of that, is I want to cover our challenge application. There is, of course, we just released our version 8, and I'm going to show you how it works here just in a second. But one of the things that's going on with cryptocurrencies is finding use cases, finding reasons to do things on the blockchain. Obviously, anything on the blockchain, if you're doing something on the blockchain, you can connect it up with a cryptocurrency, which makes it so you can exchange value. Let's see. Danny has some other. It says Mandel white paper in 1 week. I don't know what Mandel is, but I'd be happy to take a look at it. I learn a lot from people that ask me questions. Some of these things that people ask me questions about are pretty interesting once I find out about it. So yeah, send me whatever information on Mandel. Is that a blockchain? Is Mandel a blockchain? Send me information. Here we go. I'm gonna play a little bit of. This is a video we have. This is our challenge stack. This is Chase, and basically what they're talking about is Eden, which Eden is. Let's get this. Danny says, any idea what Dan Lammer's killer app will be? Eden is a way I think it's governance. Dan's into governance. He loves governance. Neil Robertson. Oh, how you doing, Neil? Hey, sirs. You haven't been a while since I've seen you, Neil. How you been? So yeah, nice smile. So Dan is very much into governance. So they talked about challenge on the Eden platform. So Eden and the way this is working is Dan has a system in place where people are able to express their opinions about certain ideas that are on the EOS blockchain, and then they're able to lend their support. And if enough people want something to support something, then they're willing to help it out with some funds. So this is something that was discussed on one of their meetings here, and I'll play a little bit about here right now.
We need to make some challenges, or we need to continue. We have before in the past, but it's probably important that we keep doing this, is reaching out to P Network and asking them for a PCHL. So we're adding their PBTC.
What the P Network is the P Network is a way of connecting up with the Ethereum blockchain. So in other words, you can wrap a token in the P token in a P token, and then that P token is a virtual the Ethereum virtual machine, which is able to allow it to be run on the Ethereum blockchain. So this is very important, and this is something that we're working for. This would help our token price, is if we could get a PCHL token, And that's what Chase is talking about here. And we're very close to getting that done. If we could get that done, that would improve our price incredibly.
We're adding their PETC, so we're adding all these tokens to our application.
And in this next version that we have, we're adding a lot of P tokens. So we're hoping that they reciprocate back by giving us a PCH token, PCHL.
It would be nice if they were to add CHL, and if they were to add a CHL token, that would really help our project, because then we would be able to access the liquidity on Ethereum. We'd be able to be added to Uniswap and all that.
Yeah, and Uniswap.
San Diego was good.
City Mills right there. City Mills is our lead in Africa. So yeah, if you a PCHL token will allow us to access the Ethereum blockchain, and that would be huge. That would be huge for us to be able to have all the resources and access to the Ethereum blockchain. Because right now Ethereum is where all the action's at, because that's where all the money got raised when everybody started doing the ICOs.
Good, bro.
How's it going?
Happy weekend.
Happy weekend. Yep. Thank you for everyone on the call. So another weekly edition of Challenge DAC AMA. So I thought for today it would be good to just kind of go over the news, all the up.
Okay. The other thing we're doing right now, and we're getting ready, I believe, very close to being traded on one of these major exchanges. One of them being Coinbase. If you just go to Coinbase and you just type in CHL, you'll see that here we are. Now you can take a look at the URL. Let me see if I can pull this down a little bit. You can see I'm on coinbase.com/price, and then I just typed in the challenge DAC, and you can see that we're being tracked by Coinbase, which is Coinbase is like I believe probably the most trusted exchange in the world. It's traded on a New York Stock Exchange. Of course, you have all the protections. If something happens, you have a customer service program that will help you out. So yeah, they have a pretty good system into play, and it's probably about, and actually on today's 114%. I mean, this is a place to be, Coinbase. And if Coinbase is tracking us, and we could ever get traded on Coinbase, this price would just go off the charts. It would. In fact, I think Chase talks about this. Let me see. Go to 25 here. Let me go to 25, because I think Chase talks about the price of Challenge. If Challenge would just have a very, very small amount of activity, what it would do to the price of Challenge. Let's go to 25 exactly here. This would be enormous. Here we go.
So fractions and fractions of a penny is what we're at now. So that's up to the free market to decide where our price is. Our utility with the CHL token is able to make content climb higher in our news feed, and the more people that are on the challenge application, the more people using it, then the more valuable that token should be. So hopefully, in the future we'll see what happens to the price. But right now, our market cap's $80,000. We are fractions and fractions of a penny, and for 720 EOS of buying pressure, which is about $1,000 or $2,000. So if someone were to buy $1,000 or $2,000 worth of CHL on Nudex, the price of CHL would climb by 53x, 5,000.
Okay, so there you go. And this is how big money is made. And this is why I find that when I talk to people in my son's age group, they're looking for 53x. They could care less about bank interest. They could care less about what, Telos or not what Telos is. Telos has gone up a bunch, but they could care less about, Google. They could care less about Facebook. They could care less about Tesla. They could care less about these stocks, because these stocks aren't going to give you 53x. They're never going to give you 53x. No stock is going to give you 53x. But when you've got the inflation, you've got $1 million homes in very common neighborhoods here in Southern California, you need 53x in order to ever have any chance of making any money in this world, enough to where you can do anything. It's to the point right now, you got to hit the home runs in order to make any money in this world. Hey, Wilford, how you doing? So Wilford Patrick is our challenge master. You just give me a message. Let's put Wilford up on press. How you feeling? Great to be here. Thanks, Wilford. Great to have you here. Danny also sent me another one. EVM is a priority of the EOS Network Foundation, as it should be. Because if you can connect, I mean, to me, Ethereum, Bitcoin, and EOS, that's pretty much the story. Everything else, in my opinion, is, I mean, I wouldn't say it's bad, but, you know, they got so far to go. Everybody's got so far to go. EOS has been up and running for quite a few years now. Ethereum, you know, even though it's got its problems, never will ever reach scalability. You know, it had a lot of resources, a lot of the brain power, you know, a lot of money that got raised. I mean, that's all on the Ethereum network. And of course, Bitcoin is the store of value. So yeah, there you go. You got the Bitcoin, EOS, and Ethereum. And you can play around with all the other ones as much as you like, and there's always opportunities. But those are the ones I would stick with. Those are the ones I like. Those are the ones I talk about all the time. So that's where we're at. So yeah, what Chase is talking about here is a 53%, 53 times your money. So $1 is $53. You know, so you can imagine if you had $5,000 or $50,000, what you're looking at then if you get a 53x. And you got to get those returns. I mean, and those are the kind of returns that come in on things like Ethereum. Bitcoin. I mean, Bitcoin, 2 years ago was $5,000, $3,000, $4,000. Now it's $40,000. Hopefully, very quickly, be $100,000. There's no reason why Bitcoin right now shouldn't be $100,000. In fact, the fact that it's not $100,000 is just showing you that how far Bitcoin is down right now. Bitcoin should be up much, much higher. Let me see if Chase has anything more here that I'd like to talk about.
3,000, 5,300% is how much the price would climb if, you know, just buy a couple $1,000. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I want to hear from the horse's mouth. You're the founder, so it's nice always hearing from you because you're the one who's gonna show up.
Okay, so these prices could go off. They could go off the charts. They could just really just take off. So I want to go through real quickly how the challenge application works because I did a little quick movie, and I'm going to play it for you right now. Get it up here and running. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Okay. Okay, right there. That's just my cell phone. I have an iOS. I have an Apple cell phone. And of course, right here is the Apple Store. Everybody knows what the Apple Store looks like. So I'm going to just play this to show you how easy it is to do the challenge application, how easy it is to do our app. So like I say, here we are. This is just my cell phone. Got some other apps on here. Got my CoinGecko, my Robinhood, and Exodus Wallet, and my Compass, and a few other things. You can just see this is my regular old cell phone that almost everybody in the world has today. Either one of these or an Android, but almost everybody in the world today has what you're looking at right there. This is how easy it is to get into the challenge application. So if I move forward a little bit, I'm going to show you what I did. I just pushed on the App Store. And of course, right here, I've typed in right here. This is all you need to type in right here. Challenge, CHALLENGE, EOS, Challenge EOS. Challenge, which is the name of the application, and then the blockchain that it runs on, which is EOS. It can't be much easier to remember than that. That's as easy as it is to remember. And then if you just push play, Challenge EOS. I'm just making sure it's correct. And then I'm going to hit the App Store. Okay. And then I think it takes me through some of this stuff, some games. But I just go back up and I just hit it again. And then I type it in again. I think I had to type it in twice. I don't know why. For whatever reason, it sent me to another screen. So I did it again. Challenge EOS. I'm a slow typer. Very slow typer. And I got a D in there. Got to get rid of the D. Back up. EOS. There you go. And this is painfully slow. But it shows you how easy it is. Okay, there it is. That's what it looks like. You can see this logo. This is our logo. And just hit open. There's my username is ABC. And then I think there's 7 ones there. I type in a password. And the first time you do this, all you need to do is create a username and a phone number. But since I've already got an account, I typed in my password and there's my username. This is our news feed. This is the feed of which, when you want to create something, a smart contract, this is how you do it. Okay, wait, I'm going to stop this right here and show you how to do it. So when you're doing this, let's stop right here. Let's say I wanted to create a challenge. Let me go forward here just a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. You can also switch around from, it'll take you to Twitter or whatever social media you want to be on. So if you want to create a challenge where you want somebody to like your Twitter tweet or like your YouTube video or whatever, so you can switch back and forth between the different social medias from the application. So right now, I'm on Twitter because somebody had a challenge for Twitter. So if there's a plus sign here, let me see if I can find the plus sign. I can't really see it right now. But if you want to create a challenge, all you have to do is do a plus sign and you can create a challenge. But let me keep going here. I'll show you. But let's just say for this one right here, let's just read this one. This was created by Chase. And he created this 2 weeks ago. And he's offering 30% of an EOS. So 30% of an EOS, if you do what he's asking you to do in this smart contract. And it's like a retweet and comment with the video if you agree with this tweet of mine. Please have an understanding of what you're talking about. Also, please make sure videos are at least 30 seconds long. Draw proof below. Also tag the EOS and Foundation, Hellos Rising, in your response. So Chase is wanting you to ask Hellos, which is a group of people that are working on EOS projects, trying to determine which EOS projects they want to support. He's asking you to go and drop information about challenge, and for that he's going to pay you 30% of an EOS, which is a few dollars. Well, it's actually about, what was it? If EOS is $3, and that would be 30% of $3. So that's what he's paying you in order to do that. So at this point, he's had 7 people comment. Actually, let me see, where's that? Where was it at here? Yeah, right here. He's had 7 people comment and 5 people have won. So 7 people have done the challenge and 5 people have won. So he's given out a third of an EOS to 5 people for doing this challenge, which is a great way for us to get people to know about challenge application to the people that we want to know, which is Helios. We want them to find out more about the EOS Foundation, and we want about challenge. And so what we're doing is we're asking people to do that, and these Chases offer a reward to do that. That's simply how it works. And he's already gotten 7 people to comment, and 5 people, and these 7 people, what they do once they do make that request, they go to Helios and they say, hey, guys, take a look at challenge. We think it's a great project. and he's paying people to do that, paying people to put a good word in for us. So let's keep going with this, which is a great marketing strategy, a great marketing tool to get a lot of people. And you can see every single one of these are getting four comments, 3 wins. Here he's paying 15% of an EOS. 47 comments. He's got 47 people. Let's see what that one was. Hold on, 47 people. So you can see there's a number of people doing this. Let me see, 40, where was that? Let me go back here a little bit. So this is a real world working application on the blockchain. One of the few in the world that's working. Everybody's got ideas, but nobody actually has anything that's up and running. We're actually showing you something right now that's working, that's running, that's working. So here he has 47 comments. So 47 people have done this. So 47 individual people. These are not bots. These are not people that these are actually, these are people who have actually taken screenshots and actually completed it. I mean, you're not going to do it. Bots aren't taking screenshots and completing, the requested challenge. There's no way for them to do that. So here's a Twitter. Okay, so Twitter challenge, like, comment, retweet to this. Tweet to win, drop proof. So then you go ahead and do that, and you're a winner. So you have 36 winners. So he's got 36 people to do this. That's a hell of a marketing tool. To get 36 people to do anything on the internet is incredible. That's incredible. Okay, I got Danny to give me another comment here. CHL will succeed because of its own incentive. Yeah, it's an incredible incentive system. Yeah, we're actually self-promoting ourselves by using our own program to do this. So let me keep going with this thing. Here's the we're paying out 10% of an EOS for this one, and these are very easy to create. I wish the next video I'll actually create a challenge application for you. So when I'll actually do a challenge the next time. Maybe the challenge will be to watch the video, and I'll actually go through and show you how to do it. Okay, here's where you have a friends list. You can connect up with some people, some friends. So whenever you can. And the other thing we have here, we have a spinning wheel. So if you want to play, if you just want to have a little bit of fun, if you want to have some entertainment right here, this is let me stop it right here. You can win 79 EOS. So I don't know what EOS is right now, a few dollars. I don't even pay attention to the price when it's this low. So it's like what, 107 times 3, over a couple $100. So you could win a few $100s on a spinning wheel if and you could do this every day if you just want to play the game every day. So you have to claim your ticket. I'm claiming the ticket right now, and it's success. So it's all on the blockchain, all being recorded on the blockchain. I hit go, and right there, now I'm getting there. I just won at 1 CHL for just spinning the wheel one time. And this is a little more information. Okay, this is how you can buy CHL. Buy CHL right here. You can buy the thing Chase was just talking about, where you could get 53 times your money if we just get picked up by somebody. If we just get a little liquidity, if somebody is one of these, like Coinbase or somebody like that, would actually start trading us, and we have a lot of actually we're getting some pretty close to being traded on some major exchanges. I see where Binance is tracking us. Of course, Coinbase has been tracking us for a while. We have quite a few others. Or we get picked up by P token. Any of these. You can buy the CHL right here on the application. So right there, you can just put in your credit card, PayPal, whatever it is you use, and you can buy CHL. We have a minimum amount of CHL just basically because the price is so low that you have to buy a certain amount just to make the transaction, so you can pay the fees that are associated with whatever it is that you're using. Like I say, if you're using PayPal or whatever else you're using, and these are actually the tokens that I'm holding on this in this account. I have 20% of an EOS that I'm holding here, and I have 33,000 CHL that I'm holding. So these are the tokens that I'm holding on this particular account, and that's it. That's all there is. That's how easy it is to use this. What is this? Okay, this is if you want to transfer. So you can move your CHL or your EOS or whatever other tokens we decide to put on the application. You can move them wherever you want to move them. This is how you move them. Very easy to move them around. This is how you. This is what we call it. This runs on the Challenge U. That's the smart contract that it's running on. So whenever you deposit into this account, you use your username and Challenge U, or if you want to remove it, that's you use your username or Challenge U. So it's about as easy as it gets. And of course, you can put your profile picture in. There's my profile picture. So here we go. I mean, up and running, usable application. Being used every day. I think we got about 10, 12,000 people that have signed up for. We're getting maybe close to more than 15,000. I don't know. It varies from day to day. But we have an application being used right now on the blockchain. Like I say, by the end of the year, everybody in the United States, and I think pretty much everybody in the world, is going to be owning some cryptocurrency. We have a cryptocurrency that is being traded, that is being used, that has a real world use situation case. It's not, things that haven't been developed. These have all been developed. They're being used, running on a 7th or 8th version of it. And this is all working today as we talk. Oh, what I'm showing you right here is that I'm showing you that, keep going here. Let me back up just okay, see, this person has not been rewarded yet for their whatever reward, that how many ever EOS is being rewarded in this challenge. So that the first person hasn't been rewarded, the second person has, but now this person has been rewarded. When you get this little trophy, that means that you have been rewarded. So I'm just showing you on this first person, this person 3 weeks ago, they haven't been rewarded, but that person hasn't been rewarded, but this person has. So when you get the little trophy, that means you've been rewarded. You get rewarded when somebody actually sees your proof that of your screenshot or whatever it is that you've done. And that's pretty much it. So that person, and then of course you can make comments. You can start a thread if you want to start a thread about this. So it's a cryptocurrency linked to a social media of which you can make challenges and get people to do things. And believe me, it's much more efficient, much more effective than Facebook or any of the other. You get more bang for your buck than you do on anything else. I've done it, I've tried it, and I've used it. And I've gotten people to follow. In fact, I've showed people on my previous videos, I would usually pick up 100 to 200 more views on a video that I put on the challenge app. So if I do say, hey, this is going to be on the challenge application. If you want to go ahead and go on challenge app and you want to give a like for this video or on the challenge app, I will get another couple hundred views just by putting it on the challenge app, which is an incredible amount of there's no place else I can go on the internet and get a video to get 200 or 300 more views just by putting it on an application and saying, hey, watch this video. But I can do it with a challenge app. So that's pretty much how that works. So get out of this now. So that's the world today. Chairman Powell talking about releasing this information very quickly on about their cryptocurrency, the Fed's role in the cryptocurrency, and of course our latest version of the challenge app and how that's working. So if you have any other questions, just put them down below. I answer my comments. I get so tired of the new YouTubers. Nobody comments. Like if you put a comment on a YouTube, you'll get back some spam. So if you comment on somebody's YouTube video, they'll send you back something about, yeah, here, I'll say something like, hey, I liked your YouTube video, and I'll get back something like sign up for this or do this or just some sort of spam. If you put a comment on my YouTube videos, I actually answer myself and I actually interact with you. I don't spam you with some garbage or put something down there that leads you to some other place, some marketing place or something like that. People are getting so lazy, they don't even want to answer their own comments. They won't even answer comments on their YouTube channel. Even if it's something positive, they don't even want to answer it. Either they don't answer it or they just spam you with something. So if you want to comment or if you want anything to say or anything to add, just put the comment below and I'll be happy to answer. I've been on for almost an hour, so I know it's been a long video.